What's in the cup today? What's in the cup today? New theme tune, apparently. Show me how to manually handle that vehicle. Okay, Leonardo DiCaprio. Baby, she's got it. Gets worse. It gets worse. I'm having fun, Amy. I'm your Venus. Quite barbaric. Yes! It should bother everyone. I'm your fire, your desire. Am I bothered? Buckle in, Buttercup, and enjoy the drama.
Hi, can I order tea and 2 sugars, please?
Hello guys, and welcome back to Tea and 2 Sugars. I am Tatty, your host, who, huzzah, has full health. Yay! I actually feel like a full functioning human this week. It has been hell. I can tell you that for free. Oh my God, I feel like I'm so ready to chat to you guys. I'm feeling on a vibe today. I wanted to personally apologise for the lack of vibe that I was bringing last week. And also, this is defo just me outing myself, but I was watching it back. I have a lazy eye, okay? It's treated by contact lenses. It's never, ever an issue for me until I'm tired. And that normally happens like late at night. Like when I'm talking, I've been awake for a very, very long time, or I'm just consistently exhausted. I'm so cross-eyed. Like my right eye, which is the one that is lazy, is just swinging like a crooking jaw at a rave. It's not good. So I was watching it back, like no one is going to notice this. And I said to Jordan, is this okay? Do I look all right? He was like, no one is going to notice that unless you point it out. So I'm taking control of the narrative and I'm pointing it out here before any of you lot comment on it. Today's been a really good week in terms of pod. I'm so happy with how you guys are enjoying the new set. I feel, we've got another lamp. Welcome to the chat. Lamp number 2. This is the set now, guys. I'm not going to change it from now on. It was a little process there. Thank you so much for dealing with that. Yep. I fucking love these lamps. I can tell you that for free. What else was I going to tell you? As you can tell, I'm just in the mood to yap today. I've not spoke to anyone really that much. I've just been chatting to Isla, doing my makeup. Yeah, anyway, it's been a really good week for the pod. Kicking it back off on socials again. Like I say, when I'm ill, I'm just dead to the world. So I have a little update for you guys, which we'll start our episode with when we get into it. Socials has already seen it. So if you do ever want like the updates to posts in real time, head over, follow us on TikTok and Instagram. That is where I'm going to be posting like real-time updates. So yeah. Anyway, should we just get on with it today? We have a dad behaving badly. We've got a little bit of affair drama in the fam. Just you guys behaving rambunctiously, to be fair. As you guys know, we always start with my boiling point and my 2 sugars. My 2 sugars for this week. I showed you last week the HELLY Stylus eyeshadow sticks. I have not been in such a chokehold by a makeup product for a very, very long time as I have been with those eyeshadow sticks. I have literally worn it every single day. It has changed the way I do makeup. I feel so confident in like doing it. I can just whack it on. You can dress them up, dress them down. I'm actually going to order some new shades. I use the shade Relic at the minute. It's quite a nice warm brown. So easy to use, like so beginner friendly. If you're just trying to get into makeup, I think that would be a really good job, especially if you're trying to do wings, because I found what I was having issue with when I was doing my shadow wings, like with eyeshadow, sometimes my brush would drag, just as your skin is getting a little bit looser, I guess, loosey-goosey. Or if I'd set it with powder, it was a little bit dry. But these just like glide over and you can blend them out easily. You can drag them, you can build it up, you can have it nice and shaped. So that's my first sugar. My second sugar is my routine. Last week was the first week since like mid-September that I had actually had a routine and I was pretty much home for the whole week. The way it actually makes me feel emotional, the way I thrive and how secure I feel in myself and my work when I'm in routine. And it's really tricky because with social and the job that I do, you try not to focus on the numbers, but that's going to happen. And I have been uploading every single day for the past week, which I know sounds like the bare minimum, but trust me, when doing the job that I was doing in October, it was really tough. And then it was like blah, blah, blah. We've all heard this story before. Going to the gym again, eating good, sleeping well. I feel like you can tell me from last week to me now. I feel like I'm just back to who I am, and that just makes me feel so much better in myself. My world feels more structured. I'll tell you one thing, not sleeping though. This is a new thing. I said about our sleep pattern. I can't get to sleep. My own game plan has come out to bite me in the arse. I think it's because I'm sleeping too much. I need to get up earlier. But yeah, I'm a girl that thrives on routine, and I just feel so positive in myself again. I was getting really down, like so anxious, which isn't who I have brought myself up to be these past few years. And so, yeah. And my boiling point for the week. Here we go. So, really exciting. I'm going to an exclusive premiere of Wicked tomorrow. It's not like the actual premiere, but it's sort of like an exclusive screening, I guess. But we have to like dress up. We've got to get like these nice dresses. I did a Club L order because Club L has never let me down. I did a Club L order on Friday. It said order within the next 4 hours to get next day delivery. So I did. Realised I didn't click next day delivery. My fault. I'll take the L there. It was supposed to be 48 hours delivered. So I just thought I'm not going to take any chances here. I'm going to do express shipping. Did the same order again. It's now been 4 days. I have the screening tomorrow. My train is at 1 p.m. Has anyone seen my dresses? Because I haven't. I'm panicking now. I'm going to lose my job. What a first world problem this is. But the dresses I have are so Oz, so Elphaba. They're not green. I just feel like if you know, you know, and I'm such a theatre kid. I'm going to go all Cynthia and Ariana on you right now. I'm such a theatre kid, and Wicked has been such like a nice story for me to have growing up. I think it teaches you a lot of lessons, and the kids that get it. The ones that don't. It's just a very special musical to me. And I wanted to look great for this screening, and I wanted to have nice pictures and do, you know, whatever. It's not the end of the world. I have plenty of lovely dresses that I can wear. I just really wanted to be on the vibe. Anyway, let us get in. Oh, what's in the cup today? What's in the cup today? What's in the cup today? New theme tune, apparently. We've got the stand back. Back on the stand, I've got my bestie back. Apple and blackcurrant juice from Aldi. That is just the best apple and blackcurrant juice. You can't try and tell me otherwise. Me and Sophia went through a little bit of a phase of enjoying the Co-op one. Co-op one's just a little sweet for me. Chin chin. Let's get on to today's episode. Okay, we're going to start the episode with the update from the girl whose fiancé kept blocking her on socials, wouldn't let her follow him, all of that stuff. So that episode went out on the Wednesday, and I got this the day after, I believe, from the same girl. Gird your loins. Hi, Tatty. So, hi, I am the update in real time as I am reeling. Thank you so much for your concern. It really made me think about the situation, and you're so right. It wasn't sitting right with me at all. After listening to the pod, I sat in my car and I did some more digging. I feel sick. I decided to go onto a Facebook group in our local area for dating the same guy, and I searched his name. As much as I was upset about the comments on our socials, if we remember, he was commenting on other females' pictures like, wow, you're so hot, you're gorgeous. Yep. As much as I was upset about the comments on socials, I genuinely thought we had gotten past all the infidelity. But clearly not. He's 30, by the way, and I'm 29. God, he's even got a 3 at the start of his age, and he's behaving like a fucking child. The search on his name came up with not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 posts of people asking if they were seeing him as he was on multiple dating sites. In the comments, I could see that he'd told people he'd been telling people he'd been single for a year or more, told girls that they were going to be his, or genuinely just being very sexual and flirty. And to make matters worse, there was one girl who came up that said that they had met up multiple times. To say I'm heartbroken is a complete understatement here. I've only ever had 2 serious relationships before this, and they both ended with the exact same thing: men cheating. I do so much work on my self-development and my confidence and getting myself into a positive headspace. Each time I'm feeling good about it, something like this brings me crashing back down. And I feel like is there any point in the work that I'm doing? I'm sitting here reading through the comments and I'm bawling my eyes out, not even sure where to go from here. I chose to trust this person and wouldn't believe that he would break me like the others have. I know it's because I'm so desperate to find a long-lasting love that I put up with this red flags for so long. Steve really had me fooled here. I can't believe I thought I was ever the arsehole in this situation. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do when I open the car door or what life will look like when you read this. I'd love to know what you'd do or how you'd go about this. Will I ever find love and have everything I've ever dreamed of? Thank you again for reading it out, because if you hadn't, I probably wouldn't have looked any further into this. I don't have any significantly close friendships to talk about this to, and after this happened for a 3rd time, I'm really embarrassed to tell my family that I've got it wrong again, especially as I did genuinely love him. This probably wasn't the update you thought it would be, but I wanted to update you anyway. Thank you for being a light for me and bringing a little bit of laughter into each week. Also, you were right. He is a rugby guy. All my love, Anonymous Amy. Amy, I don't know if you've seen the social post already, but I'm just going to read out a little message that I had from another listener of this podcast. I really am enjoying the community we are making for the Teen2 Sugars girls. I want to I want to get us like a fan club name, you know? Like a, I don't know. I don't fucking know. If someone can come up with a name for us all, yeah. The kids over here, the jellies, want to know. Anyway, this is from a nice lady who saw your post and she felt like such an emotional response that she wanted to get involved here and give you some advice. So here we go. Response to the social media scandal story. Hi Tatty, loving the pod. I don't usually respond to stories you tell, but I really felt like I had to with this one. This is in response to the poor girl whose boyfriend won't allow her to follow on socials from your recent episode. I really wanted to send a little advice from someone who's been married for 9 years and who is living life beyond the big day. Now, I must stress that I have not experienced what she has, as I am happily married, but I'm more talking about once the wedding has happened and gone, and now living a life as a husband and wife and building a life together. For me, this guy is a huge red flag, and quite frankly, I would run for the hills and never consider marrying him. If cheating has already happened, then the trust will never 100% be there, no matter how much he tries to reassure her and how much time has gone by. Please, for God's sake, do not marry him just because she wants to have a big day or she thinks that this is how it will be for the rest of her life and the best that she will get, because I promise you it will not be. Believe me, marriage can be hard and challenging at times, but your relationship really needs to be solid for it to go the distance, because there is so much more at stake. I said it on socials, but listen to this line, ladies. We must listen. Walking away from a relationship is far more straightforward than walking away from a marriage, because once that day has gone, the law binds you. This means that it will cripple her financially as well as emotionally, and heaven forbid kids are involved too. My God, that makes everything 10 times messier. I'm not speaking from experience, but I've been there for friends whose marriages have broken down and it can be so horrific. If she's getting doubts about marrying him already, that says that her gut is not aligning with her head and that something is not right here. She needs to listen to her gut, as it is very, very rarely wrong. I've not known any marriages last when someone has doubts from the beginning. She deserves far better, and if she is doubting the relationship, then walking away before leaving is too late. Then walk away now before leaving is too late. Marriage is not something to be taken lightly. It is a beautiful thing to happen, but it is way more than a magical day, because like I say, it's legally blinding. Please, please, please advise her to really take some time to make sure if she's completely sure, because 1 ounce of doubt will cause a lot of heartbreak in the future. Big love from a very concerned wife and mum. I genuinely could not have said that better myself, which is why I wanted to read it out. You, if you're listening to this, hey, sweet thing, you said that you don't have any close friends. If you were sat on the sofa with me, Joe and Teeny right now, I would be, like I said, so concerned for you. I'd hold an intervention. And I think at this point, you have all the evidence you need to prove that this man is quite simply the king of the arseholes, right? He is dating other women. He is putting effort into other women. What about you? You're his whole fucking fiancé. Come on, get angry, Amy. For God's sake, know your worth. Know your worth. You are clearly a very intelligent, beautiful, kind woman. Get angry that this motherfucker is walking over you and he knows he can do that. Do you know the level of cockiness and arrogance that he has to be able to do that to you time and time again? 4 women have had interactions with this man, and that is just the ones that we know about. That's just the ones that have had the intelligence to put it on this social post. There are probably so many more women that have had interactions with your man. I'll say that again. So many more women that have had interactions with your man. You are his. He is not yours, unfortunately. He has taken that decision to step away. He is lying to you. He is manipulating you. Listen to that episode again and listen to the level of manipulation he is putting on you. I don't want that for you. Why would you want that for you? Like, be so real right now. Why do you want to be with someone that is doing that to you? I'm so wound up by the sheer fucking, I want to say haberdashery, but that's not the right word. Tomfoolery. Like, he doesn't like you. He doesn't like you, and therefore you should not marry him. Like this lady has said, it's so much easier to walk away from a relationship than it is from a marriage. You need to get away. It's going to be scary. It's going to be hard. But in the long term, your future self is going to thank you so hard for what you do now. It's like I've said in many episodes before. The event plus your reaction equals the outcome. You could, let this happen. Lay down, think that this is what you deserve. This is, you love him. Great. You get married. When you're saying your vows in sickness and in health, blah, blah, blah. He's going to be saying that knowing full well what he's been doing. And you're going to have to stand there and pretend like everything is fine. And then when the day comes that you decide, actually, what's it going to take? Actually, here, what's it going to take for you to step away? Is this the final straw? Is it you catching him on the phone to another woman? You catching him with pictures, nudes of other women on his phone? You see him out with other women? You reading the texts? Him getting them pregnant? Him, I don't know. What is it actually going to take for you to leave? Because now seems like a pretty good time, You need to get away from this man. And I obviously don't know what everyone's family dynamics are. You don't need to be embarrassed. I know you said you were and you don't have any significantly close friendships here, but lean on the people that you do have around you. You don't need to be going through this alone. It's going to be a big life shift for you. I don't want you to blame yourself at all. Like I said, there is so much manipulation that is coming out of this man's mouth, out of this man's arse crack. It's no wonder you've fallen in love with him. He is a master manipulator. Like you said, he treats you like a princess. Does he? Like, actually, does he? Because, yeah, I'm sure he's great when he's in person. But like you said in the initial message, when he's not got his phone in his hand, unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, we're always going to have our phone in our hand. Are you going to raise children with this man? Do you think he will stand by you through childbirth? What a loser. He's a big fat loser, and I know for a fact you're not. You're a winner, sis. You're a winner. Let's get in that mindset. Get angry. How dare he? How dare he? We need to get into our breakup song vibe. I really hope you take our advice on this. There is many, many women on the socials that have given you advice. If you're listening, please drop her some advice. Let's drop Amy some words of wisdom, some encouragement here. I'm going to be so proud of you for the day that you step away from this relationship. And I know it's going to feel so good the day that you find a man that is going to actually treat you like a princess and treat you like an actual queen that you are. So yeah, thank you so much for updating us. And if anything else transpires, please do let us know as well. See you. read the title and I thought, what? Here we go. It is titled, My Best Friend Matched with My Dad on Tinder. Story time. Hi Tatty, absolutely loving the pod at the minute. I can't wait to tell you this story. I never thought I'd have anything so juicy enough to write in about. However, as soon as this happened, I knew that I would have to tell you, Joe and Tina. Welcome to the chat, Joe and Teeny. Hey group. Hey chat, how's your week been? Nice. The other day, I was around at my friend's house. We decided to head back to her flat for a little of extra girl time after going out for a meal as we were all missing each other. We've recently started playing this game. Basically, we'll load up either Tinder or Hinge onto the TV via AirPlay, and it'll become like a little game show whether or not we want to match with the person. We're about 2 hours in at this point, and maybe a couple of bottles of wine too, so we're getting a little bit giddy. We decided that we were going to up the age limit to the max it could be. As we were scrolling through, a picture popped up of someone I recognised extremely well. I looked closer through my wine-fogged glasses and realised it was in fact my father. I'd simply pass away. This wouldn't be so much of an issue if my dad was single. Embarrassing? Slightly awkward, yes. However, my dad isn't single and has been married to my mum for 36 years. So I'm a bit confused as to how all of this has come about, because my mum and dad are that couple that seem more in love than ever, and they have never ever shown any signs of arguing or disruption in their relationship. I'm sorry, chat. We're just going to have to deep this for a second. Imagine it comes up, father figure on the TV. He's like, and they're never the best pictures either of men. Like, they never look good on socials. And especially, I've never seen a middle-aged man on a dating site, but I'm assuming they're not going to be like the best pictures of them. It's going to be like them in the car, like smouldering, or, you know, something along those lines. Oh, God. Ugh. They go on holidays together still. They still go on date nights every week. So why the hell is my dad on Tinder? I was absolutely mortified. Now, the girls tried to reassure me here. Maybe it was just a joke, or someone was using my dad's profile to be a bit of a catfish. But this doesn't make any sense at all, because all the information was his name. It included his job title. It had all of the pictures he has all over Facebook, including pictures of us on family holidays, and even one of me and my sister when we were a few years younger with our faces covered. Well, that's a GDPR breach, no? Also, not him using the picture from a few years ago. God, he's really trying to get the people in there. I'm unsure on what to do in this situation. I really need help. I don't know if I'm supposed to break my mum's heart and tell her the truth, but maybe she already knows. Maybe this is why they are so happy, because they've come to this agreement. So, Tatty, what should I do? Should I tell my mum her husband is cheating on her? Do I confront my dad first? I know this is kind of embarrassing, but please do help me. I'm so upset by this. I don't want my parents to break up, and I can't believe that my dad would ever cheat. Please, please, please help me. Ooh. That's a tough one, my dude. I'm not going to lie. That's really rough, because there's a lot of things to unpack there. Your dad's dating profile, for one, is going to give you the ick. Secondly, is he cheating? It's tough. Did you get any evidence? Because your dad could just outright deny it. Here's the thing. I've got it. Eureka. It's just come to me here and now. You need to go through your dad's phone. See if you... Because dads never have a fucking password on it either, do they? And it's probably going to be on some random tile 5 slides down because they've accidentally edited the home screen and have no idea where anything is. You need to go on your dad's phone. Yep. Go on your dad's phone. See if you can find any of the apps, because that will help you decipher whether or not it is him. And also, I swear people only show up on Tinder if the account's been active within like the past 2 weeks. It doesn't get shown to people. So that's quite telling. Go on your dad's phone. If you find the evidence that it is him or whatnot, then... Oh, sorry, I've just had a story come to my mind that is from my real life. Oh, anyway. If you do find on his phone what you want, or what you don't want, I guess, I would then go to him and say, listen, father, padre, popsicles, what's this? What's happening here? I would literally just explain the story, and explain exactly how it's all happened, and give him the chance to explain, because this is his relationship. He is grown. Like I say, he may have some sort of agreement with your mother. She may have her own Tinder profile. Who knows? Maybe on the next wine night, you can set your preferences to female, 50 and above. Get the MILFs in. That's a real shit one. That's a real shit one. That is what I would do. Genuinely, that's what I'd do. If he says, listen, babe, it's been real tough. You know, me and your mum, we've been really pushing to make the relationship work. That's why we're going on all these date nights. We're going on all these holidays still. You know, that spark just isn't there for me. I know 3 people in my adult life that have agreements with their husbands that they can step outside of their marriage to get their, you know, whistle wet, I guess. I know 3 people in my life. It's a very common thing, I think. And if that is what both parties are agreeing to, sound. I know one woman that her partner wanted to do some certain things in the bedroom that she wasn't comfortable with. They are still very intimate and safe in that way, but he gets those kinks elsewhere. It's like Lily Allen. There has to be payment involved and whatnot, because who the fuck is Madeline? You know? Who's Madeline? Who's Madeline? It's really been in my head recently. That's what I would do. And then if he says, you know, this is, yep, I've been caught out, I would give him a week to tell your mum. A week. And then after that week, I'll Mum's coming to wine night. All right? We're getting mother involved. Bertha, sit down. I'm about to show you some things that are going to upset you. Bring in the wine. Bring in the wine. At the end of the day, they're all adults. Oh, it's just tough. Listen, this might go really, really shit, but do you want your mum to be in a relationship where she is being cheated on? Probably not. No. She doesn't deserve that. You don't deserve that. Everyone deserves the truth in the situation. And we don't know. We don't know. So that's my opinion on that. Please do let me know how things go. And, God, wine night will never be the same, I guess. Sending all my love. All right, this title is quite simply barbaric. Quite barbaric. Let's say it together. Barbaric. Am I the arsehole for cheating with my fiancé's best friend to prove that I still had it? Story time. So, quick rundown. I destroyed my entire engagement by flirting with every guy at my own party to prove that I was still attractive. I ended up sleeping with my fiancé's best friend. Sleeping with my fiancé's best friend in his car. And now 6 years later, he is married to my sister. And I'm completely alone. So backtrack. I was 32 when this happened. My fiancé proposed after 4 years together, and I should have been thrilled. All I can think about was how I was going to get older. Wouldn't have been my first thought when my dreams were coming true, you know? Quite. Okay. How I was locking myself down. How this was it for the rest of my life. The red flags are writing themselves. Red flag number 1. Joe keeps score. Red flag number 1. My mum made it worse. She kept saying things like, well, you better hold on to him because men don't want women. Fuck's sake, Bertha. Fuck's sake. You better hold on to him because men don't want women over 35. Okay, Leonardo DiCaprio, fucking shut up. My younger sister had just got engaged around the same time, and suddenly everyone was comparing me and Amy. She was 28, still young, still had options, according to Mum. Is your mum fucking... What? What's the matter with your mum? Has your mum got internal issues? She had some sort of head injury in the past week. I think your mum's got some feelings about aging. Still, I planned this engagement party and I had this stupid, terrible idea. I was going to prove that I still had it. The men still wanted me. That I wasn't desperate or lucky to have my fiancé. Here's the thing. I think you should have considered therapy. Like a psychiatric evaluation here. Deep-rooted insecurities are happening in this story so far. And, I fear we're looking at some generational trauma from Bertha here as well. I wasn't desperate or lucky to have my fiancé. So you're trying to think, like, I'm not settling just because he was the first person to show me some attention. And, I've still got it. Baby, she's got it. I'm your Venus. I'm your fire, your desire. Anyway, the party was at my fiancé's parents' house. It gets worse. The party was at my fiancé's parents' house. Big backyard, maybe 60 people there. I wore a tight red dress. I spent 2 hours on my hair and makeup. Same. My fiancé said I looked beautiful, but I barely heard him. I only heard the noise of the men. I could hear the testosterone pumping through their veins when I walked into my tight little red dress. I'm so bamboozled. In your fiancé parent-in-law's house. I started with his cousin. Laughed out loud a little bit too much at his jokes. Touched his arm. He looked confused but was playing along. Then I moved to our next door neighbour. Fucking get the milkman involved at this point, Jesus. Then to guys from my fiancé's work. I was working the room like I was single. This is horrific. My sister pulled me aside near the drinks table. She said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm having fun. I'm having fun, Amy. At my own party." She said, "You're embarrassing yourself. And him." Yeah. For once. Ding dong. Ding dong. Amy's correct. Did anyone have that on our 2025 bingo card? Because I certainly did not. I told her to mind her own business, and she walked away just shaking her head. My fiancé's best friend had been watching me all night. Oh, dark, mysterious man in the corner. Oh, he was watching me. He was always kind of flirty anyway. Very good looking. Very confident. The type who knew what women liked. If anyone's listening, big fat fucking eye roll. Oh, we haven't done a red flag count. I think we're on about 7 at this point. Knew what women wanted. He came up to me whilst I was alone by the garage. Oh, he's coming over. He's sauntering. I can feel him sauntering. He's probably got like a whiskey in his hand, quarter zip, tousled hair. I imagine he looks a little like Rhysand, He said, "You're trying to make him jealous or something." I can picture it right now. Arm up on the wall. "You're trying to make him jealous or something." Bit of a teeth smack. I said, "I'm just talking to people." He said, "That's not what it looks like." He could be quite dismissive, actually. I don't know why I've turned him into some like sexual wow. He could be like, "Are you trying to make him jealous or something?" And you're just like, "I'm just talking to people." And he's like, "That's not what it looks like." Could be that. I'm getting the vibe from the title. It quite frankly is not. I don't know what came over me, but I said, "Does that bother you?" He stepped closer. Okay, I got it right the first time. He stepped closer. He said, "Should it?" Yes! It should bother everyone. Everyone should be bothered by this entire situation. The best friend should be bothered. Your Steve should be bothered. The cousin should be bothered. The neighbour should be bothered. And quite frankly, you should be bothered. It's concerning to me that only Amy is bothered. Am I bothered? Right, should I? We were drunk, or I was drunk. I don't even remember who kissed who first. But suddenly, we were in his car in the driveway with the windows fogged up, and I was doing something I can never take back. Wow! Wow! It lasted maybe 20 minutes. Why am I doing this voice? It lasted maybe 20 minutes. When it was over, I felt sick. Yeah, because your internal organs had just got ploughed on the fucking gear stick. That's why. Crank that seat back. He said, we should probably get back before anyone notices. Sir, your Corsa has just been shaking like a leaf, quivering, rocking back and forth on that axis. You fogged up the windows. Amy's done hand-on window Titanic style with the condensation. The condensation? What do you mean we should probably go back before anyone notices? You've just been flirting with the whole fucking village and your tight motherfucking red dress. Anyway. But someone had noticed. My sister came looking for me. She saw us getting out of his car. She saw me fix my dress. She knew. I'm sure it wasn't just you fixing your dress that gave it away, babe. She grabbed my arm and said, are you insane? What did you just do? Oh, we were just playing a light game of chess. Chess in the car. I was just checking out the dashboard display, Amy. I've been wanting to get a course myself. And you know Dave, big into his cars. He wanted to show me how to manually handle that vehicle. You know, he's good with his hands. He knows how to handle a gear stick. Ooh, wow. He knows how to show me how many miles to the gallon he can go. Pump me with his petrol, you know? Whoa. So, I begged her to not tell anyone. I said it was a mistake. I said I'd break it off with the best friend. You've not got anything to break. You've already broken the trust. So... And I would never, ever speak to him again. I said my fiancé didn't need to know. She said, you're going to marry him and keep this a secret. I said, yes. I said it meant nothing. I said it was just cold feet. You've just got engaged. What's happening? So, she didn't tell anyone that night. But 2 days later, my fiancé called me. He said his best friend confessed everything. Said he felt too guilty to keep it to himself. My fiancé said, I don't even know who you are. I tried to explain about my feelings, about being scared, about my mother's comments. He said none of that mattered. He said I humiliated him at our engagement party in front of his family. Well, he's not wrong, is he? Is he? Okay? Take a good hard look at yourself. He's not fucking wrong. The engagement ended there and then. My fiancé moved out. Everyone found out what happened. His family hated me. My family are mortified. My mum said I threw away a good man because I was selfish and vain. Bertha! You! Okay, I understand that everyone is responsible for their own actions. You were yappering in my ear hole. You're part of the fucking issue, Berthie, okay? I bet Bertha just wanted to sleep with the best friend. The worst part came along. About 8 months later, after everything fell apart, my sister told me she had run into the best friend at a coffee shop. They started talking. He apologised for his part in what happened. She said it was nice to see someone take responsibility. Can I just add, I'm so fucking obsessed with how catty with Amy has been in this, like, well, yes, someone had to take responsibility because she is not in a fucking skimpy red dress. High heels, red dress. I've been trying to think of that reference since she said red dress at the start of this story. So, now in this time period, Amy had actually broken it off with her fiancé. And she started dating Dave 6 months after this. My sister came to me before it got serious. She said, I know that this is weird, but I really like him. And technically, you were never actually with him. Sorry, Amy, you've lost me there. Never actually with him. They're having sexual intercourse in a Vauxhall Corsa. Sexual intercourse. We got there eventually. She was having sexual intercourse. Okay. Right. You're engaged to someone else. I said, are you serious right now? I'm back on your side. She said, it's been over a year. You've moved on. But I hadn't moved on. I was still alone, still dealing with the fallout. And now my sister was dating the guy I cheated with, the guy who ruined my engagement. I told her she was... Wait, no. You ruined your own engagement, hon. They got married last year. I didn't go to the wedding. My whole family went. My mum posted pictures all over social media and my sister looked beautiful and he looked so happy as well. Everyone was celebrating while I sat at home. I'm now 38, single. I haven't had a serious relationship since my fiancé left. I blamed my sister for years, but lately I'm wondering if I'm just mad because she got her happy ending and I didn't. My mum called me last week. She said my sister is pregnant. She wants to know if I'll come to the baby shower, if I can finally let this go and be a part of the family again. But every time I think about forgiving her, I remember that she's married to him, that she sees him every day, that their whole relationship exists because of the worst mistake I ever made. Am I wrong for still being angry after all of this time? Yes. Yes. You can be angry at yourself. You absolutely can be angry at yourself here, babe. You've got no right to be angry at anyone else. Your sister tried to warn. Maybe, here's a crazy idea. Your sister was trying to stop the whole sodding thing because she knew her relationship was going to end and she had feelings for Dave. So she did the right thing, which was end a relationship before getting into a new one. I can't believe I am on the side of Amy in this whole situation. What is happening? Simply, what is happening? Crazy. I'd suggest therapy. And it sounds as well like you're doing quite a lot of isolating yourself from the family. If it's because you're embarrassed, I understand. Trust me, I understand. However, your family clearly want you to be back in their life. And these are big moments for your sister as well. Like you want to be there for her in these moments. Like, stop punishing yourself. I feel like you've done quite a bit of that. You know, it's time to move on. It's been 7 years. Gosh. I think you need to give yourself the grace here. You're probably making the whole situation way worse than it needs to be. You can get back in with the family. Go to some sort of counselling. Because I don't want you to be trying to break up another relationship. You know, you still deserve to be happy. People make mistakes. We hear it all the time here on Tea and Two Sugars. Yeah. You done fucked up quite a lot. But it's okay, you know. Everybody hurts sometimes. Take it away, Joe and Teeny. Yeah. Come on, move your body. Anyway, let's move on to another story. This one is quite simply crazy. We've not had any Thanksgiving stories before, obviously, because this is our first Thanksgiving together, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to all of my US people. This one is titled, My Sister Tried to Poison Me at Thanksgiving and Caused a Huge Family Blow Up. 3 years later, my mum still wants us to make peace. So what do I do? Story time. So it's a long one. Buckle in, buttercup, and enjoy the drama. Oh, we will, won't we, guys? So, a little bit of context. I'm 25, female, and I was raised Muslim. My dad is Palestinian Muslim, and my mum is American and agnostic. What? What does agnostic mean? Agnostic meaning a person who believes that nothing is known or can be known of the existence of nature of God. I still don't know what that means, so we're going to move on. My mum respected my dad's wish to raise my brother and I Muslim, but said we could choose our own path as adults. Spoiler, between religious trauma and life in general, I am now agnostic, but I still deeply respect my culture and other people's beliefs. As long as they don't try to push them on me, my brother still practices Islam, and good for him. See how easy that is, everyone? Now, in 2018, I met Steve, my now husband. He came from a rough background but treated me like a queen I am. I told him that from the start I was only dating for marriage and wasn't rushing, no family introductions. He respected that 100%. He never cheated, never talked to other women. I have full access to his phone at mutual consent, and even told girls who DM'd him that he already had a wife 6 months in. Sexy behaviour from Steve. In 2021, I finally told my dad about Steve. How long is that? Oh my God, that's 3 years. Okay. My dad wanted to meet him, and after a great first impression, we had an Islamic marriage by December. Wow. We later had a Christian ceremony with his family in November 2022. Thanksgiving 2022. The drama begins. Before our Christian wedding, Steve's mum mentioned that his sister, Amy, would be hosting Thanksgiving that year. I had heard horror stories about her. She treated Steve terribly growing up, but I thought maybe she's changed now that she has kids. Amy seemed super friendly on the phone. She asked about allergies. I told her I was allergic to pork, not religiously avoiding it, but genuinely physically allergic. Even the smell of grease makes me ill. I've been hospitalized from exposure before. She promised there'd be no pork anywhere on the property. Steve reminded her weekly, and she reassured him, "You have nothing to worry about." On Thanksgiving Day, we had brunch with my family that morning. My mum, being the sweetheart she is, surprised us with a pot of Diwali, aka grape leaves and dolmas. So sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. It's a Palestinian comfort dish made with grape leaves rolled around in ground beef and rice, lamb lollipops on the bottom. Something that's very meaningful in our culture and has become my husband's favourite dish. It takes a lot of love and care to cook them suckers. We left by 12 p.m. We then drove 2 hours into the countryside to Amy's house. We arrived at 2 p.m, but she said dinner wouldn't be ready for a few hours. When we brought in the food, Amy, their mum, and her mother-in-law were there. Steve was kind of dragged out the room by their mum so she could reintroduce him to their family, leaving me alone with Amy and her mother-in-law, Bertha. As soon as Steve left the room, Amy immediately started making nasty comments about me, calling me fat and saying Steve could have picked a better wife. Well, Amy, let me tell you this for free. I'm a skinny legend, okay? And even if I was a little bit of a larger lady, that's fine because my husband still loves me and I love me. Fuck your Thanksgiving dinner. I was too stunned to speak. I didn't want to cause a scene, so I quietly told Steve outside. He reassured me that we stayed together for the rest of the time because he didn't trust leaving me alone with her. Red flag, green flag from Steve. By the time dinner was served around 5:30, I was so shaky from low blood sugar, which I had no idea at the time. We lined up buffet style, and I quickly realized that everything except the food my mum made contained pork. Even the dessert had marshmallows, which often contains pork gelatin. To make matters worse, our dish was placed in the middle of the table with no ladle, practically inviting cross-contamination. Steve's mum noticed and told everyone to wait after the prayer. She called out, "No one touch what Steve bought." And we went to Amy to explain, but it was already too late. So I feel like Steve, Bertha is kind of on your side here, right? That's when Amy backhand. Oh my God. That is when Amy backhanded her own mum. The room went dead silent. Then Amy said loud and clear, "I don't care about anyone's allergies." Then looked at me and said, "Or their religion." I'm sorry. Why the fuck have you been so nice to me the whole time then? Why the fuck have you been so nice? This woman is a viper. She's just smacked her own mum. She's just walloped her own mum round the face. Do you know how much of a fucking narcissistic, psychopathic, weird fuck you need to be to backhand your own mum for saying, "Guys, Let's not cause some fucking anaphylaxis. What? My heart absolutely shattered. Steve immediately told me to get in the car. Get in the car, Elizabeth. I literally felt myself shaking. I was crying so much. He came out later, furious, holding the empty pot. Amy had either dumped it or eaten everything. We called my dad to explain. His response was, "So what? Why does no one's family like them? What?" Steve lost it. Come on, Steve. He started shouting so loud, in fact, that my mum got on the phone to tell him to calm down. And once she heard what had happened, she told us to drive to their house and fast. When we arrived, I was still shaking from stress and hunger. My mum got me food and comforted me while Steve vented to my dad outside. Here's what happened since that last night. The next year, Amy's husband started... Oh my God. The next year, Amy's husband sent death threats to us. Steve's mum, Bertha, took Amy's side and tried to guilt trip my mum into thinking I was the reason why Steve went no contact. Amy offered an apology, but only to Steve, saying he was welcome to Thanksgiving alone. Steve refused, saying, "You owe my wife an apology." Still waiting 3 years later. Having holidays with my family every year since. Now, every year my mum pressures me to be the bigger person and convince Steve to reconnect with his sister. It hurts, honestly. I've accepted that I'll never be close to this family, but it's still painful every time it's brought up. What should I do moving forward? How do I handle my mum pushing reconciliation when Steve and I are completely done with his sister? I know I'm not the arsehole here, but if anyone thinks I am, I genuinely would like to understand your reasoning. Thank you for listening. If you have nightmare in-laws too, I just want you to know that you're not alone. Oh my fucking God. So here's the thing. I think you're well within your rights to go no contact. I wonder if your mum is just thinking of it. From a mother point of view. But then again, I'm sorry, her mum, Bertha, needs to be calling out Amy's shitty behaviour. And it's no wonder she's just, hang on, she slapped her. How is Bertha all right being smacked? Craziness, absolute craziness. I think you are so within your rights. You have so many valid reasons to go no contact with his family. Steve has so many reasons to go no contact with his family. It's so nice to hear of a gentleman standing by his wife, supporting you. He sounds like a really good egg. I'm really glad you have him. She tried to kill you, right? She tried to kill you. Then her husband has sent death threats. Can we get the authorities involved here? We've got attempted murder, surely. Attempted murder, aggravated assault at the least. We've got a bit of GBH. We've got so many things going on here. She's just a disgusting human being. I would actually encourage you to remain no contact with them. You don't need people like that in your life. They clearly have not changed one bit. Bertha's got what's the word? I can't even think what the pissing word is. Her priorities way out of whack. You don't deserve that at all. Stay no contact. If I had my way, stay no contact. Blood does not make family. You are going to build your own sweet little family with Steve. It's going to be great. She tried to kill you. We need to not gloss over that. We need to, let's be so real here, girl. We need to not gloss over that. And then she smacked her mum. And then she sent death threats. You're so fine. You have every single right to be mad, upset. I'm surprised you haven't even pressed charges. I wonder what your dad thinks about all of this now, because when he's like, so what? Maybe he wasn't kind of getting how big of a deal that was. You know how dads are sometimes. Dads are so nonchalant. Mums, not chalant. They are mums are chalant. You know what I mean? So I'd love to know, especially from a father figure, you know? Oh, God. If there's any update on this post, I will let you know when it comes through. I do keep checking every now and again. But yeah, God, what a story. Anyway, should we move on to some more shenanigans? All right, we're going to stick on with some whack-ass mother-in-law shenanigans right here and now. Am I the arsehole for what I told my mother-in-law when she asked if she could be in the delivery suite with me? Story time. So my husband and I are expecting a baby boy. We're barely catching up with the preparations and getting everything ready. His mum, kind of a busybody type, but can be helpful at times, invited us for dinner and said she had a very important request to make. She brought up her request at the dinner table and blatantly said that she wanted to be in the delivery room with me when I gave birth. I was quite frankly taken back by her request. I really thought I had done something. I really thought it had something to do with the nursery or the diaper brand. I said I was sorry, but only my mum and my husband will be there. I think that's, ladies, mothers, sound off. I think that's quite a normal thing. She made a face, got quiet for a while, then brought it up again. Just kept pushing, saying she was as much a grandmother as my mum, and that she just wanted to be there to support and get the opportunity to see her grandbaby's first moments. My husband has sided with her. Well, the thing is, Bertha, my mum gets to be in there because she's my mum, and I'm squeezing a child from my vagina. You're Steve's mum, who isn't squeezing a child from his vagina. On the day that Steve does squeeze a child from his vagina, of course you can be in the delivery suite, Bertha. But just right now, I don't think that's quite appropriate. My husband sided with her. Piss off, Steve. I just stared at her and said, it's all right. You can have the opportunity to be in the delivery room when it's... There we go. When it's your son giving birth. Everyone stopped eating. My mother-in-law left the table in an instant. My husband had me get up, although I wasn't finished with dinner, and he said we should leave. In the car, he absolutely lost it, asking me, what brain cell made you think that that was a good idea to tell his mum that? I told him probably the same brain cell she thought to use when she asked me. Have we thought that? I told him his mum kept pushing after I'd already given an answer. She said that she was the most... Still, he said that was the most fucked up shit he heard me say. I think it's quite funny, personally. He argued that if I don't want issues, then I should stop making shit difficult and start saying yes to his mum's requests. That feels like a threat, Steve. That feels like a threat. He then ranted about how it's his son too, and then said if his mum wasn't allowed there, he won't be there too. Be so fucking real, Steve. Ha! Be so real. Now, I don't know what to do. I don't know if he really meant this or if he just said it in the heat of the moment, but I'm still fuming. He's been ignoring me when I tried to talk to him about it and acts like I'm not in the room. I think I might have gone too far and created tension by responding inappropriately. So am I the arsehole? Absolutely fucking not. What is she actually going to do? She wants to be in the room to support Steve, but Steve's going to be supporting you, so... What? She wants to be there for your grandbaby's first moments. You can come in like a few hours after, babe. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Do you know what I mean? Also, I'm sure there's only a certain amount of people that you're allowed in the delivery suite. I swear you're only allowed 2 people now. Steve, the father of said child, we wouldn't be here without you, Steve. You know? And your mum. And that's your wishes. You know what we're like here at Teen 2 Sugars, guys? The mother gets what the mother wants. Yeah, not the arsehole at all, my love. I'm really sorry that they're putting this stress on you as a pregnant lady. Not that I'm pregnant. I don't know why I said that. As you're pregnant, we should not be putting undue stress on a woman. You pigs. You pigs. Oink, oink. Anyway, I feel myself getting a little delirious. Let us finish today's episode there, guys. I hope you have had a fantastic time listening. I've really enjoyed today's episode, and I feel like you can probably tell that. The story's just so good. If you do have a story that you would like to send in, please do send them in. I love reading them. There is a link in the caption or in the show notes down below, depending on where you're listening. And send it in there. Give me all the details. Send me the pics. I love having a little visual reference. Make sure to follow us over on socials. Like I said, it's Teen 2 Sugars Pod on TikTok and Teen 2 Sugars Podcast on Instagram. That is where you'll get all of the updates, real time. I'll always put it in the comments if I do get an update. And make sure to subscribe. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, give us a little rate. Make sure to pop back next week. Follow us. If you're on Spotify, I love reading all your guys' comments. It really does make my day. And if you're new here, please stay. Like, honestly, I'm so grateful for this community that we have built. It's so much fun with you guys. I'm planning some really fun things for Christmas, and I'll see you next week. Mwah! Tatty bye!
Please fill my cup. Am I really asking for much? It's been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup. Find me under the sun. SOS, I'm just looking for a good time. Oh, 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 oh. And I'm singing like, whoa.